Hi, welcome back to SwissWatchExpo. Jason here. Today I'm going to be talking about one of Rolex's most iconic models in their lines, and especially with the holiday season quickly approaching us, you're probably either searching for a watch for yourself or to gift to a loved one, and you'll see a lot of different models and you're not quite sure what the differences are. So today I'm going to be talking about the differences between these two models, so stay tuned. Hi, welcome back to SwissWatchExpo. So as you're scrolling through our website, you're probably looking at a few different Rolex models for the holiday season, and you're gonna see some that look very similar, but with little differences in the model numbers, and you're not quite sure exactly what those differences are. And so today I'm gonna be talking about probably one of the most popular models that we do have in the Rolex line. That's between the 16233 and then the 116233. And really, they're just little slight generational changes. Rolex will make the same watch with the same movements for very many years with very slight changes throughout the years itself. So today we have the 16233. This one was introduced in 1988 and stayed in production up until about 2005. And this is probably one of their most iconic models. If you're ever looking for a Rolex Datejust, this is probably the one that you're going to find most on our website. And so the main differences that you're going to see here, and at a glance, when you're just looking at these two side by side, they're going to look almost identical to each other. But there are some slight changes that might affect your decision on which one you may want to go with, because there are some things that I really enjoy about the more current model versus the older model, but you may enjoy the more older model versus the current model. So we'll talk about first, the main difference here is the bracelet. So if you take a look at the bracelet on the 16233, if you look at the links in the center, those gold links are actually hollow. So it's going to have a little bit of a lighter feel. So if you like a watch that's going to feel really light on the wrist, this might be perfect for you. It's going to hug really nicely on the wrist. But these links in the middle are hollow. So you are able to see through it. It's going to feel a little bit lighter. Some people really enjoy it, or some people really want the solid links. So if you take a look at the 116223, you'll see on the links on the center that those are actually solid links. So you're going to have a little bit of a heavier feel to it. It's going to feel a little bit more pristine on the wrist, in my opinion, because you can feel the weight of that additional gold that they've added to the bracelet, which I think is really nice. Second, you do see on the clasp, but this actually has that beautiful hidden clasp, which I really enjoy. And you can see right here with the crown logo that's how you actually open up the clasp. So if you are looking for something that looks more like a piece of jewelry on the wrist, this is a really great option for you. Whereas the older model, you're going to have that classic fold over clasp. Now what's really great about this model is that you do have the ability to use the micro adjustments. So you can use a very simple tool in order to adjust it in and out as you need to. Whereas the hidden clasp, you're not able to have that option. You're just going to have to go ahead and remove links as needed. Now, if you're just wearing this on a daily basis, you have no reason to adjust it at all. This is going to be a great option for you. But if you do like the option of being able to size your bracelet with the tool and not have to remove links, you might want to go with this option here. Now, they did also update it back on the 126233, which is the 2020 model. So they did go back to the fold over clasp with the gold center link there. And it does have the micro adjustments on the inside. So they did update it back to that normal micro adjustment for you. Second, when you're looking at just the case itself, you can notice that the more current model, the 116233, actually has a little bit of a broader lug width. So you can see right up here, these are the lugs at the top that connect to the bracelet itself. You're going to see that these are just slightly wider when you're wearing it on the wrist. So it's going to feel like a little bit larger than a traditional 36mm Datejust. Whereas this one here you can see is very slimmed down, kind of tapers out a little, or tapers in a little bit. So if you do like more of that slim look, this might be a better option for you. So another difference that you'll see, it's very slight. You can see on the case right here towards the lugs as well. This one actually has a polished case, versus this one has the brushed finish on the lugs around the case, but also polished on the sides, whereas the more current model actually has polished kind of all the way around, so there is no brush finishing up until you get to the bracelet itself. So again, if you are looking for a little bit more of that, polished look, shinier look, this is a great option for you. But if you do like that kind of muted brush finishing, this is also going to be a great option with the older model. Now, another difference here, if you look on the dial itself, you do have what's called the engraved rehat. So what they did was they added the Rolex logo on the inside of the dial, and then also the serial number is visible right underneath the 6 o'clock area. So you don't have to open up the case back in order to actually see the serial number, which is really nice. I like the ability to be able to verify that that's my serial number without having to actually have a jeweler open up the back of this case in order to look at that serial number. Now, both of these do have the same movement on them, so they're both going to have really accurate timing on it. And before we list any of our timepieces for sale, we do make sure that they are timed to precision. So they do have the same 31-35 movement, so they didn't update that up until the 126233 in 2020 with the 32-35 movement. So these two are going to have the same movements, but again, you do have those slight little characteristic changes. So when you are looking through the website, they do look very similar, especially when you are looking at our listings. But give us a call if you are interested in this model and you want a little bit more details on what those differences are. We do also offer FaceTime calls if you really want to see it a little bit more in depth. Let's go ahead and schedule that appointment with us. And again, with the holiday season quickly approaching us, these are going to go really quick. So if you are interested, now is a great time to go ahead and purchase. Leave a comment down below. What are you interested in purchasing this holiday season? I think for me, I'm going to be gifting a beautiful Datejust 36 to one of my loved ones. So stay tuned until next week.